it's either elite sport or there's between the ages of 35 and probably 55. There's not very much out there. You get the walking football, walking basketball, which is great. But you shouldn't have to get to walking basketball. You should be able to maintain a jogging basketball for a few more years. You can't do sprint basketball anymore, but you can still have fun. And you lose people. You lose people to sport because they don't want to go to sprint classes. The gym's fine if you've got a gym body, but it's a bit. There's no joy.
We live in challenging times in which we are less active than ever before, in which obesity rates are soaring and the medical system is struggling to cope. Here at ORFI Active, we are on a mission to get more people more active more often. But we can't do this alone, so we're speaking with numerous impactful and inspirational people within the sports, health and fitness industry, and together they'll help us understand the significance of a healthy lifestyle and how it can change our lives for the better. This is Orfi Hangouts.
I think the best place to start would be for you to explain to the viewers kind of what NBA 40 is and what you do.
NBA 40 stands for Manchester Basketball After 40. That's kind of a retrofit. We wanted to get something which was near to NBA without infringing.
Well, you did it.
So I managed to get that. In many ways, it's a normal basketball club. It meets every week, every Tuesday. It's aimed at the plus 40s. We've got a couple of guys who are borderline but are unfit, so that's okay, we let them in. In other ways, it's very different. We don't play competitive basketball. Okay. It's a club which is primarily it's fun and friendly, and our aim is to allow people to get fit and get back playing team sport. Which past a certain age, past maybe 25, 30, you stop phoning your mates up and say, "Come down the park for a game of football." That sort of the numbers fall away, and after about 35, it's like, crazy person, what are you talking about? So people stop playing team sport. They cycle, they swim, they go to the gym. That's okay, it's fine, but it's not for me. It's not as much fun. So people lose playing team sport, and post 40 is almost non-existent.
That ethos that you have about it's not competitive. You just want to let people feel comfortable. How important do you think that is in encouraging people who've maybe lost a little confidence in their athleticism?
I think it's crucial. When my partner in this, Dave, when we first started playing again, we were 42, 43. We were pretty good players when we were kids, played county levels, regional schools level. So we thought we'd go along, we'd pick it up, we'd be fine. A few weeks we'd be fit, we'd get not even close. By the time we're thinking about a move, someone's stolen the ball off you and disappeared off. So after a couple of weeks, the enthusiasm goes because you're not enjoying it because you're not playing a part as such. So it's important for us that people can come along and feel welcome. Is the main thing, but also they can play at a level that suits them, because if they can play at a level that suits them, it encourages them to try more things. They have more fun. If they have more fun, they'll come back the week after, and their fitness will get better and better. Within 2 or 3 weeks, people are getting really quite fit. It's a crucial part for us.
What kind of cross section of people are you getting when it comes to the people, like you said, who really are lacking in fitness, through to maybe people who are actually quite good at basketball but just don't quite cut it against?
We have everyone from people who initially, when they come, need an inhaler every 60 seconds. They have literally the only time they've run in the last 30 years is to catch last orders or the bus. Some not even that. Right up to former GB players, ex-Olympians, male and female. It's a mixed club. And they play together. There's no judging, there's no shouting at people to get back in position or anything like that. So the better players will encourage the guys who aren't quite as good, and will applaud them when they do something good, and the guys who aren't so good will learn from the better players. And it's amazing. You've got guys who are 6'6" who've worn vests for GB against guys who had never seen a course in school, and even then did it because they had to, playing alongside each other, having fun.
And do you find that people, like the GB ex-internationals, really embrace the spirit of what you try to do and really help those lads who maybe haven't played before or are struggling with fitness?
Absolutely, because I think they missed playing themselves. So again, I put the same thing. They're used to playing a certain standard. Past a certain age, they can't quite do that, and there's nowhere for them to play. So they like being on court, and everyone likes teaching people. So and the progression from the guys who aren't so good is amazing, and they go from bouncing it 2 or 3 times is a real achievement for them. To a couple of weeks through their legs, around the back, and they're going, "Where the hell's this come from?"
Yeah.
And it's slow progression. The confidence is crucial. We try and teach people slowly at their own pace, and it's to see the joy on their face when they pull off a move for the first time is great.
For yourself, do you have any background in coaching? Like, what is your background in basketball?
Very little officially. My father lived in the States when I was younger, so I used to spend my summers out there. So I grew up playing in the States. So when I came back here, we're talking early 80s, no one played basketball, so by default I was good. So I played basketball because I could.
Helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was great. I was not very good. I got better. In terms of coaching, none. I run an event consultancy, so I coach people in business and events and marketing. But in terms of sports coaching, no official coaching. Yeah. We use Steve Graham from Tagrev, who's a wonderful coach. He really gets it. He spends time with the players one-on-one or in groups. He brings people on. So we leave him to do the coaching, and we focus on the ethos and the marketing, attracting new players to it.
Yeah. Did you play any other sports when you were younger? How did basketball kind of separate itself from the others?
I did. I was very sporty. I played cricket, rugby, golf, tennis, badminton, anything with a ball I could run after. I was on it. Yeah. I gave up basketball. I played for Bedfordshire County at school level. I played for sort of Stockport schools area up until about the age of 18. And I quit when it stopped being fun. It became all about drills and you move here, you move there, and he moves there, you move there, and it just it wasn't fun anymore. So the joy went out of it. So I stopped playing.
Yeah. Okay, so you've went along to this team, you decided this isn't for us, we need to do something different. Yeah. How easy was it to get that off the ground? Because you've got 2 people there who wanted to do it. Did you have people straight away wanting to get involved? It
was tough because over 40s, there's no single media channel you can hit to get them. There's split between old and new media. Within new media, they're spread across Twitter, Facebook, all sorts of different things. There's no one platform you can target. So we figured that 99% of people have a phone. Of those, 100% of people have access to the web. So we thought, right, site, which attracted people. It was slow. It became word of mouth. People came along skeptically at first because I think they were expecting to come along to a club. And it was all good players, and they were surprised when they came along. Yeah. And it was a nice standard. It was friendly. So word of mouth was the main thing, which is great.
Yeah. And how has that developed?
It's developed now into, from 1 session 2 years ago, we now have 3 sessions. We have a starter session, which is in association with the Giants, which is great. Their support's wonderful. We have the middle session, which is half an hour of drills. We promised we'd never call them drills after my experience.
They're going to watch this now, we get scared.
Yeah, not drills, coaching stations, which Steve runs. So that'll be a half hour we'll focus on ball skills 1 week, maybe around the back, between the legs, shooting, or easy stuff that's not hard to understand, fun. And then the third level is the top level, which is just basically a full game. That's a lot of ex-league players who've got game, but not legs.
Why do you think basketball works in comparison to other sports?
I think it's one of those fun sports. Anyone can sink a 3-pointer, not everyone can bend in a free kick from 35 yards. Yeah. So you can still have fun. You can pull off those 2 or 3 pass moves, which look, if you saw them on film, they're probably really slow, but when you're doing them, they feel fast and fun, and it's great. And you can play. You can have someone who's not particularly good playing with someone who's very good, and as long as the person who's very good is helping them out, they can have fun. And it's a fast game. And the fitness, you develop fitness really, really quickly. We put in the first 2-3 months, we thought, how far are people going to run during this? And we thought maybe 1 or 2K during an hour. Yeah. We strapped them up, and for half an hour coaching sessions, which is kind of stop-start, lots of sitting down, lots of water breaks, and then a half hour, half-court game, maximum 4 minutes on court at any one time. They were all between 8 and 10 kilometres. Right, so it's a real. And when we showed it to them, they were going, "No way! Would you run Would you run a 5K?" And they said, "No, never. Would just run
Better feeling it in the morning.
We have proper warm up and a real sort of stretch down. So you have to. If you don't, you do feel it in the morning. But we'll warm down. Generally, I feel fine. You sort of roll out of bed and you feel good. Yeah. But if you don't stretch down afterwards, so we're very big on that kind of side of it.
I think what you're doing is pretty unique in terms of specifically targeting that mid market, isn't it? Because when you get older, I know there's stuff like walking football now, which has been introduced, but targeting that mid-market, I don't think there's anything specifically that I've seen.
It's very hard to find. I understand there's a club in London, I think one in Sheffield, which is doing a similar thing. But I don't think there's enough of it. I mean, it's either elite sport or there's between the ages of 35 and probably 55, there's not very much out there. You get the walking football, walking basketball, which is great. But you shouldn't have to get to walking basketball. You should be able to maintain a jogging basketball for a few more years. You can't do sprint basketball anymore, but you can still have fun. Yeah. And you lose people. You lose people to sport because they don't want to go to spin classes. The gym's fine if you've got a gym body, but it's a bit. There's no joy in the gym for most people. Running, cycling, again, it's kind of it's not much. I'm not saying there's no fun. People do enjoy them, but you can't be sort of running around with mates.
It's that camaraderie.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Why do you think it is so important to keep people active?
For health, it makes a massive difference to health. Dave, my partner, is really into this. He does a lot of work on it. Studies show that if you sort of a sedentary lifestyle, you're just on a downward spiral health-wise. And as a nation, we can't afford that anymore. We need to get people out there being active.
Whose responsibility do you think that is?
It's difficult to say. There's a lot of smart people out there who are trying to make it work. I think it's down to the individual, but the individual needs the chance to go out and play sport. There's a lot of sports courts out there, but it's hard to get a team together, which is why the app is such a wonderful thing. It helps people do it very easily. It's a mixture. I mean, the opportunity needs to be there, and people need to grasp that and take it.
Do you think that barriers need to be brought down a little bit, and sort of like people need to be educated that sport isn't all about being ultra competitive, and it doesn't necessarily mean you have to sprint around a basketball court. It can just be about fun, the way you're doing it, and you will still get all those benefits.
Yeah, I think there is the perception that you do need to be, if you weren't sporty at school, that's it, you're not going to be sporty, and you need to be super fit, you need to all the right kit, you need to do all these things, which you don't. You need a pair of shorts and some shoes, and you can run around at your own pace. People need to be made more aware of that. If I sit here and say that this is how you do it, it'd be great, but it's not an easy job. It's a cultural change. We need to get people out of the pub watching sport, onto a basketball court, onto a football court, playing sport.
And I think the way that we need to do that is by showing people that you can have so much fun by doing it.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's the motivation, isn't it? It's not necessarily. I think it's quite hard to motivate people by saying you can lose X amount of weight or you will feel this much better. But if you say you will have this amount of fun.
Yeah, I think the weight is a thing as well. But it is fun. People forget how much fun it was, and maybe they didn't enjoy games at school. There are a lot of people who didn't, obviously. But we have guys come along and girls come along who didn't enjoy sport at school, but they've been told by their doctor they should lose a bit of weight, and they come along and they go, "Wow, this is so much fun!" And they instantly buy into it. And the next week they'll bring a friend, who again is maybe sceptical. This is okay. It's not what I thought it was. It's not how I remembered school. But I think at school, depending on your coach, games could be very competitive. Whereas we are absolutely not competitive. We don't even keep score in games. It's just about having fun. It's kind of trying that move we've just tried to teach you. The drag back or through the legs or whatever it might be. So the competitive edge, once you remove that, and everyone's comfortable playing to their own ability, what you're left with is fun.
Yeah, exactly. And you were working with people now, you're dealing with people, maybe you've had their minds changed. Are you confident that if that message is put out in the right way, that a lot more people can be brought into sport than are currently engaged at the moment?
100% confident, yeah. I think it's a cultural change. You need to get the message out there that sport isn't the sport you remember from school. It can just be fun. It's exercise. It's the gym, but running around with mates doing it. It's just, and you don't notice it. we call it stealth fitness.
I like that.
People don't realise they're getting fit.
Yeah.
And after 2 or 3 weeks, so there's one guy, Omar, we'll name check him. He joined us 2 months ago. He spent a lot of time on planes. He spent a lot of time in the States.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't fit at all. He was using his inhaler every 60 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
2 months later, he's playing for 2 hours, and he wants to keep going. And he's amazed how much fitter he's become. And it's a gradual thing. It's not the gym workout where you're straining and your muscles hurt. It's just a gradual step up.
Yeah, definitely.
And after a month, it's like, crack, let's play for an hour.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that we need people to understand is, I think a lot of people these days get caught up in their lives and they don't think they can give the time to it. Mm-hmm. Whereas, what you're doing is like an hour session?
Yes, hour sessions.
A week?
Yeah. 1 week. Yeah.
1 hour a week.
Yeah. And I think it's important as well that because people have jobs, kids, and other stuff going on, we play, it's the same night, same time, same place every week. So it's not those phone calls. Is it on Thursday? Is it on Wednesday? I can't make Friday, but I can do Tuesday. Tuesday night is when we play, so they know.
Basketball time.
So they can fit their life around that.
Yeah, definitely. So what does the future hold for NBA for you?
Well, in Manchester, it's been wonderfully successful. We've been pleasantly surprised. We thought we'd get maybe 1 hour off the ground and we'd play, and that was our initial goal. And then it got to the point where that was full, so we had a second hour, now a third hour. I'd like to see it rolled out across the region, the country. I mean, it's a model that works. There's a demand for it. I think there's a need for it. Not just basketball; it could be any sport. The same guiding hand really is it's got to be fun, it's got to be relaxed, it's got to be encouraging, and it could work across any sport. The idea is, or the point is to get people off their backsides and doing something which is easy and fun. The benefit is they can become fit and healthier and have a better life, which sounds very grand, but ultimately that's what it is.
Yeah, and you say that you'd like to spread it around the country, basketball. If people did come to you and consult with you, would you be happy to try and show people that it can be done through other sports as well? Because at the end of the day, the more people can do what you're doing, but across as many sports as possible, the more people you're going to bring in.
I think the principles that are the same. We don't play competitive ball. Our aim is to get people fit using basketball. Mm-hmm. So you can get people fit using five-a-side, get people fit using any other type of sport, as long as you have the basic ethos there. It's fun, friendly, relaxed. Yeah.
Well, Jake, sounds great to me. I mean, I'd like to come along, but I think I've got a few years to wait yet. Maybe I can just go and watch.
That'd be good to see you.
Thanks very much.